A nice break from the heat, and of course we know this time of year we only get that with rain, so it was a trade-off. Today we did get the rain for sure. In fact, most spots logged at least a shower or a thunderstorm earlier in the day, and the clouds have very agreeably stuck around and kept our temperatures down. We're only in the 80s, or even some spots reporting 70s right now. And you know, 5:15 on another day, for example a week ago, we would be at 95 or 96 right now. Currently though, 70s to lower 80s, so I think most of us will take that. Here were our afternoon highs. Really nice to see a lot of 80s in the mix to about 90 degrees, and most of us were only touching that briefly before we got the rain that cooled us down pretty fast. Live radar in time for this evening and really much of this afternoon has been calming down. So a couple of showers certainly possible heading into this evening and tonight, but really the bulk of what's already happened today was in the morning. And so we're just kind of looking for maybe a few more stray or scattered sort of showers for this evening. And we are going to see a front moving in, that front partly responsible for sparking these showers and storms, along with a big trough off to the north that's pushing it in. So the flooding rain outlook, just to give you a glance at it for today, was into the greens and yellows, the 1 to 2 out of 4. Looking ahead to tomorrow, notice that mainly along and south of our North Shore spots, we're under that marginal risk of a few flooding downpours. So that would be just the minor street flooding here and there under a heavy downpour perhaps. But today the rain was moving, so that was a good thing, kind of making it not just sit over certain spots for a long time. A little bit of a more sort of active pattern with an August cold front to talk about. Here were rain totals today. The airport got an inch, downtown not quite an inch, other spots around town anywhere from, well, 0 at a couple of spots logged up to about a ½ inch to an inch. And here were a few of our Weather Observer rain totals, up to 2.5 inches in parts of Metairie and about 2 inches over at Thibodaux. We had a bunch of people writing into us today or texting us from Thibodaux, so thank you for those totals. And remember, if you have a gauge, we'd love to see your totals. 504-529-4444. Tell us your name if you'd like and your city and neighborhood, and we'll get those on our board as we get into probably tomorrow, another pretty rainy day. Our high-resolution model showing tonight not doing the greatest job at 5 p.m., but you can see the overall trend is just a few scattered showers. This is by 8 p.m., probably a big break still for spots, but can't rule out a shower or maybe even a stray thunderstorm tonight. You can see that getting going, maybe especially near the coast. Perhaps overnight, we'll keep a 50% rain chance. And then this is tomorrow, 7 a.m. Starting the day, maybe a little bit on the quieter side, but watch what happens. Kind of like today, we start to get a little heating. And here's the flare-up of showers and storms tomorrow. So this is noon. We'll fast forward to tomorrow, 3 p.m. You can see a few downpours in the picture. And likely by tomorrow night, this is by 9 p.m. and then into Wednesday, things are looking drier. So one more day with a pretty high rain chance, and then it will be lower as that front pushes toward our coast. Showers around tonight, temperatures in the 70s for lows. Tomorrow we'll say highs maybe in the same range as today, upper 80s for most spots, and a high chance for more showers. Those of you around Galliano, for example, looking for maybe 87, 88 with at least a few rounds of rain tomorrow. Not the whole day, we'll have breaks. And keep in mind, some could be heavy. Talking about the tropics, things have been so quiet lately. This has been such a nice stretch with just quiet weather, dry, dusty air, nice sinking motion, stable air across the Atlantic. Just now is the National Hurricane Center highlighting this little area off the coast of Africa. Low chance of development, not really much, but models are kind of trying to spin it up a little bit, but it's moving off to the north. So this is not going to be a big concern for us, but just something to talk about. Hurricane season so far, by the way, now that we're into the early part of August, we've had 5 named storms, 1 hurricane. Just looking back at last year, though, we had 9 named storms at this point, 2 hurricanes, and on our list, we had already had the I storm, which last year was Isaias. So nice to see, I guess, this year we've only made it to the E storm instead of Fred, Grace, Henri, and Ida. If this were last year, we would have already gone through all of those. So still looking for signs of those. We'll see what happens with that spot way out near Africa. But again, that's not something that's going to be blowing right across the Atlantic, picking up steam or coming near us. But we'll keep you updated on that. Drier air is in the forecast Wednesday into Thursday with less rain and maybe even a break in humidity. We'll talk more about that at 6 p.m.